There are moments in life when the world seems to stop breathing, moments that silence noise, freeze movement, and strip down a person to who they truly are beneath the fame and applause. Cristiano Ronaldo, a man constantly surrounded by cameras, expectations, and the weight of an entire sport, lived one of those rare moments on what was supposed to be just another ordinary training day. Warm-ups were underway, the sun was bright, and players were laughing between drills. But then a soft, trembling voice echoed across the empty stands, a cry so small and fragile that most people wouldn't have heard it. Ronaldo did. And in that instant, something inside him shifted. He wasn't number 7, he wasn't a global icon, he wasn't a football machine. He was simply a man who heard a child in distress. What happened next was never shown on TV, never turned into headlines, never added to his long list of achievements. But it revealed the part of him that few ever see, the part that cares deeply, instinctively, and without hesitation. The morning session had just begun, and everything felt normal, passes cutting through the air, the rhythmic thuds of boots on grass, and the sharp whistle guiding the team's warm-up. Ronaldo was moving with his familiar intensity, eyes focused, posture firm, every motion calculated. But suddenly, he slowed. His body stiffened just slightly, enough for those who knew him to sense something was off. He looked toward the empty seats, scanning with a seriousness that made even the coaches pause. The players continued jogging, but Ronaldo drifted away from the circle, ignoring the calls urging him to stay. His attention was glued to a sound only he seemed capable of hearing, and every step he took was filled with a growing urgency he couldn't explain yet, but he knew he had to follow it. Within seconds, confusion replaced routine. The coaching staff exchanged questioning looks, unable to understand why Ronaldo was abandoning the drill. He never did that. For a player who treated training with near religious discipline, walking away mid-session was unthinkable. Almost symbolic. A rare crack in the rhythm of football's most committed athlete. Teammates whispered among themselves, was he injured? Did he feel dizzy? Was something wrong? But Ronaldo didn't look hurt or tired. He looked alert. Determined. Pulled toward something. Then he saw him, a small boy curled up near the stadium entrance, shoulders shaking, clutching a piece of fabric, maybe a jersey, maybe a jacket, his sobs barely audible but filled with panic. Ronaldo felt a heaviness in his chest, the kind that erases every other priority in an instant. Cristiano approached slowly and lowered himself to the child's level, becoming small, soft, and gentle in a way that contrasted sharply with the powerful athlete the world knows. The boy didn't look up at first, he was too scared, too lost in the feeling of being alone in a huge unfamiliar place. Ronaldo reached out his hand and spoke in a voice far quieter and kinder than the stadiums ever hear. "Hey, buddy. What's going on? Why are you alone?" The boy finally lifted his tear-filled eyes and whispered, "I lost my mom. I can't find her anywhere." His voice broke in the middle of the sentence, and Ronaldo felt something inside him break with it. No cameras, no crowd, no spotlight, just a scared child who needed someone, and Cristiano knew instantly he had to be that someone. Training could wait. Football could wait. Nothing mattered more than this boy in front of him. Behind him, the coach blew the whistle again, louder this time, impatient. Teammates called out to Ronaldo, expecting him to snap back to the drill as he always did. But when Cristiano turned around, his expression made everyone go silent. "A child is missing," he said firmly. "I'm not leaving until he's safe." In that moment, every stereotype about athletes caring only about themselves shattered. The world's most famous forward stood there, his hand resting protectively on the boy's shoulder, not as a superstar but as a guardian. The team stopped moving. Coaches lowered their clipboards. Even the wind seemed to quiet down. Ronaldo didn't ask for permission, he simply acted from instinct. He took the boy's hand gently and guided him inside the facility, determined to search every corner until the child was reunited with his mother. Once inside, whispers followed them through the hallways as staff members recognized the unusual sight: Cristiano Ronaldo, still in training gear, walking urgently with a small, frightened child by his side. He checked rooms one by one, asking everyone he crossed paths with if they had seen the boy's mother. Physiotherapists shook their heads. Security guards exchanged worried looks. Analysts paused their video sessions. Ronaldo opened doors, peeked into conference areas, called out down corridors, doing everything with a level of focus usually reserved for scoring decisive goals. Lucas stayed close, gripping Ronaldo's hand with the trust only children can give so quickly. And with every minute that passed without finding his mother, Ronaldo's resolve only hardened. He was going to find her. He had to. As they moved through one of the quieter hallways, the boy tugged at Ronaldo's sleeve. His voice was small, shaky. "I didn't mean to get lost. I wanted to meet you. I wanted your autograph. So I ran. And then I couldn't find Mom." Ronaldo froze for a moment. The boy had gotten lost because of him, not intentionally, but out of pure excitement. A wave of guilt washed through Cristiano, heavy and unexpected. He knelt again, holding the boy's shoulders with gentle firmness. "Listen," he said softly, "you don't ever have to run toward me. You hear me? If you ever want to meet me, I'll come to you. You're safe with me now. I'm not letting go until we find your mom." The boy nodded, wiping his tears, comforted not by Ronaldo the superstar, but Ronaldo the human being standing in front of him. Just when the search felt endless, a desperate voice pierced the air from the stadium's parking area. "Lucas! Lucas, where are you?" The boy gasped, "That's her." And before anyone could react, Ronaldo scooped him up with surprising gentleness and sprinted toward the sound. The mother was running in circles, her panic so raw it hurt to watch. Then she saw them, her little boy in Ronaldo's arms, safe, unharmed, protected. She collapsed into tears before pulling Lucas into a fierce embrace, hugging him with the strength of someone who feared losing the most precious thing in her world. Ronaldo took a step back, giving them space, relief softening his face. Moments like these reminded him of his own childhood, his own mother, his own fears. And that made the moment hit even deeper. When the mother finally looked up and realized who had rescued her son, her expression flickered through disbelief, shock, and overwhelming gratitude. I don't know how to thank you," she whispered. Ronaldo offered a small, warm smile, the real kind, the one that doesn't appear in trophy ceremonies. He was scared. "I couldn't leave him alone," he replied simply. Then Lucas tugged again on his sleeve. Cristiano, do you think I can still have your autograph? It caught Ronaldo so off guard that he actually laughed, easing all remaining tension. Of course, champ. After all this, you deserve more than an autograph. He signed the jersey, handed it back, and ruffled the boy's hair, leaving him with a memory he'd never forget. When Ronaldo returned to the field, the team had stopped practicing. They were gathered loosely, watching quietly, waiting. Not as players waiting for their star teammate, but as people who had witnessed something meaningful. As Ronaldo stepped onto the grass again, a wave of applause spread around the pitch, not loud, not showy, but sincere. For kindness. For heart. For humanity. Ronaldo raised a hand, slightly embarrassed, and said with a playful sigh, "All right, guys. Back to work." But everyone knew something had changed, not in the training, but in the respect they felt for the man leading them by example. Nothing about that day ever appeared on social media. No press conference mentioned it. No documentary included it. It wasn't a PR stunt, wasn't filmed for attention, wasn't used as content. It was just Cristiano Ronaldo seeing a scared child and choosing to act, not as a football icon, but as a father, a son, a human being. Long after trophies fade, long after records are broken, long after the world moves on to the next generation of stars, this small act of compassion will remain in the heart of a boy named Lucas. That is the kind of legacy no statistic can capture. The kind only a few true legends ever leave behind. And Cristiano Ronaldo is one of them.